motion of the
Hello,
ocean.
and welcome back to another episode of Glorious Reacts. Before we begin, I would like to introduce ourselves. I'm your friend from Down Under, Arnold, and I am joined by the Thilla from Manila, Joel. Say hi, Joel.
What's up, guys?
Wow. And our very own Singapore Sling, official Singapore Sling, Paul. Say hi, Paul.
Hello!
We once again join the Watcher as he looks through the multiverse at key events throughout the MCU that we've gotten quite familiar with. This is quite an old story, but with a significant difference, giving us variant stories that show us a possible answer to the titular question, what if? Before we could continue, I would like to inform you, dear audience, that this is not a spoiler-free show, and that we will be talking directly about events that occurred in today's episode, most of which will be revealing key story elements. If you have not watched the latest episode, you better catch up. Or any episodes of What If, it would be and would like to remain unspoiled, please stop here and come back once you've watched the show. Without further ado, I will get right to it because I am taking care of tonight's recap. Recap. This episode posits the thought-provoking question, what if Thor became Van Wilder? Instead of taking Loki Laufeyson as his own, Odin returns the Jotunheim prince to the land of the frost giants, leaving Thor to grow up without the trickster brother to make his life, shall we say, a little more lively. Still arrogant and full of himself, this Thor prefers to slack off and party than to seriously prepare for kinghood. Finding an opportunity where both Odin and Friga are preoccupied, Thor travels to Midgard and starts the biggest college party the world has ever seen. Vandalism, foam, and all. The ensuing chaos forces S.H.I.E.L.D. to use the last resort, leaving Thor to meet Captain Marvel sooner than they had in Endgame. They come to blows literally, sending them into a globe-trotting, time zone crossing boxing match where they seem equally matched until Jane Foster, who's already by this time much taken by the blonde god of thunder, steps in and calls upon the one force that could stop the stubborn Thor, his mother. Thor and company manage to fix the mess before Frigga arrives at Midgard, a typical house party trope, and it seems all ends well. But then, something appears in the horizon, and it seems that this happily ever after will be short-lived. All right. I didn't expect a Thor 1 What If, but this is pretty cool. So let's start off with Joel with his likes.
Okay, so we're starting with me. So I have a number of them. A lot of them. One of them is the callback to with a hammerang thing.
Yes.
For me, that calls back to the first time that Thor actually meets Captain Marvel in the MCU, which is in
Different
in
weapon,
Endgame.
but still.
Different weapon, yeah, different weapon, but the something similar happened.
Same effect. She
Same
does
effect.
she does the avoiding
Yeah,
thingy.
yeah, but she doesn't. She also doesn't flinch, but but she gets hit in this one. But that whole thing of the hammer or the weapon passing through,
Yep.
and then coming back, it was there. It was a nice tiny callback. And I also like the fact that we finally get to see what would happen if, arguably, the two most powerful MCU characters went head to head. Right? It recalled for me. It recalled one of those. I don't know if you guys ever watched those interviews that they did to promote Endgame. But there was one interview where there was a very small spat between Brie Larson and Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, there was that very little thing about about Brie Larson undercutting what Hemsworth was saying,
Yeah.
and yeah, that sort of and that sort of that sort of feel was there
Oh, I
in the
see.
head to head
I see. Okay.
between Captain Marvel and Thor.
Because
Big,
the only friction, but there was no real friction. It was only the only kind of thing we saw between them was when he was sort of like literally eyeing her with his one good eye. When she arrives in the
and
beginning of
Endgame.
Endgame,
Yeah.
right? Before he turns into Fat Thor. Um,
Yeah.
in saying that yeah she can take care of Thanos, yeah, a powered Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet, and she was like he passes his seal of approval, right,
Yeah,
on her.
after that whole thing.
That's all he does. There was no
Yeah.
actual exchange of fists, but in this case there is.
In this case, and then I mean it anytime that Thor would enter the battlefield, it was always a game-changing entry, and the same for Captain Marvel. So you really do know that these two are arguably the most powerful MCU characters, at least in the realm of the MCU. And it was fun to see them duke it out, right? It was fun to see that. And yeah, and I also found it fun seeing like Hemsworth or Thor about to make fun of the Sydney Opera House. Of course, Hemsworth being Australian.
Australia.
Exactly.
So him doing that, referring to it as the what pointy thing,
The pointy
uh,
slide or something.
pointy
like
slidey thing or
yes,
something like that.
yes, wow.
It was cute to see that.
He never
But
gets to do
overall,
it, right? If I remember
yeah?
correctly, in the scene,
No,
he
no.
gets intercepted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
By
he
Captain
gets
Marvel.
intercepted by Captain Marvel.
Right,
That's
yeah.
that's their second that's their second
The second
combat.
round.
Yep. But overall, really, I like this episode. I think that this is across the board. This is something that we like. It's the fact that this was a respite from all the doom and gloom
Mm.
And
that
the
we've
death.
been experiencing for the first 6 episodes.
Yeah, it was fairly
Right.
consistent too.
Yeah, yeah.
Suddenly we
I
have
mean,
this.
even episode 1, although it wasn't really too doom and gloom.
Yeah.
But it still wasn't really super happy. This
Yeah.
one had all the light tones. It was very light. It was fun. Like what Arnold said in the recap, this is Thor that becomes Van Wilder.
But, yeah.
It really had that 80s, 90s party movie vibe
Yeah.
that I heard that the director and the writer really went for. And yeah, it was a good break. It was a good break from all the doom and gloom that we've been having.
Interesting
And,
to do as
yeah.
the penultimate episode, right? Because we only have one more episode left.
Mhm.
So I'm not. I'm interested to see because this is obviously a tone shift.
Yeah.
And then obviously there's something towards the end of the episode that we'll be talking about. It was very intriguing, but putting this as near the end of the episode, it's an interesting. I don't know what kind of feeling this is gonna give us when we get to
Yeah.
the final episode next week.
Yeah,
I think
and, yeah. Go
It
for it.
introduces the big bad. I think that's
Yeah. That ending, my God, that ending, that was so out of left field.
Yeah,
All of
yeah.
a sudden, we have this. We already knew that they were going up against a fleet of Ultrons.
From Ultrons,
Yeah.
yes.
That's for sure because it's been in the promotional materials. What I did not expect, or maybe I just didn't catch it in all of the promotional materials, was the fact that it was an Ultron with all of the Infinity Stones, and not
Yeah.
just that, with Vision inside.
Yeah.
So it's the fusion of Vision and Ultron. So
Yeah.
Ultravision.
Ultravision.
I think we've got
Trademark.
copyright there
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Isn't Ultravision some sort of like VHS rental company? This goes to show.
We're dating ourselves. Yeah.
I think, and this I'm just gonna jump into here already since we brought up him. Is that I think it's not Vision, it's Ultron completely
In
because
the-
it's the
yeah.
perfected Ultron. This is his
Right.
original plan of obtaining a vibranium body.
Body.
And this is him. This is completely him. There's no Jarvis whatsoever. Well,
Yep.
there was never any Jarvis in Ultron. No, there was. Jarvis
Yeah,
was already
no,
part
because
of
Jarvis
Ultron.
was already there. Even
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
So so you're right. There is still a chance that Vision shows up. Oh, cool! I'm gonna add that to my theory.
Because
Go ahead.
because basically it was the Vision body, and
Yes.
then it had like the Ultron shell.
Correct, on top. Because if I remember
Yeah.
correctly, for you at home, if you want to create your own Vision, you have to have a vibranium body, you have to have Jarvis, you have to have the Mind Stone, and lightning from the God of Thunder. So that's the only thing that was missing.
Yeah. So we have to wonder how did this Vision get activated?
Oh, it
Because
was
that
all
was the
Ultron.
last thing.
It was all
No, no,
Ultron.
yeah.
Ultron
I,
Oh
Protector.
yeah, true.
I also feel like there's no Jarvis inside. It's all Ultron.
What I'm saying is that Ultron, when he was created, already had bits and pieces of Jarvis in him to begin with.
Yeah, but
He was, if I'm not mistaken, the Age of Ultron movie, they were explaining how they were able to like close him off. It's because, because Jarvis was already with him the entire time or something like that. Ah man,
no,
I watched
he
it.
contained Jarvis, right? They're two
Yeah.
separate already.
He like overcame him and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Anyways, a different conversation altogether. Since we've decided that Paul's gonna be loud off video, I'm gonna continue. So yes, continuing the idea of every episode having its own trope. This is obviously house party trope. So it's complete with, I mentioned the vandalism, the mess, the inappropriate morning after, and the rush to clean up the mess before mom.
What we were
arrives.
missing though was one of the characters having like makeup all over his face or something like that. I don't think we got
Right.
that.
I guess you
Right.
could qualify Thor's hammer returning to him with all of
Oh
that
yeah, true.
drawing on it
with the
as
underwear.
the inappropriate makeup, right? You could say that that's it.
This is the
and it was
hangover episode.
the hangover episode, exactly. I mean, Rocket
It's
Raccoon
all
was
of
in the
that.
sink.
Hangover, Van Wilder.
I mean, it was a veritable hodgepodge of who's who in the universe, right? In this
Yep.
movie. So we've got we've got so many people dropping in to party with Thor and Co.
Yep.
I mean, you've got Korg doing cannonball, causing
Ball cannon. He called it ball cannon.
ball cannon. Fair enough. Okay, that's a different thing. Probably in Korg's culture is probably completely different. Causing poor Nick Fury to go being sent flying, and forcing Maria Hill to become acting director.
acting director.
I mean, there's so many people. I'm sure there were a lot of people that from all of the Thor, probably mostly from the Ragnarok movie that showed up there, that I've forgotten their names with. I think Valkyrie was there in her in her non-white getup, in her Sakar getup, and obviously DJ Grandmaster.
Yep.
Drop the phone. Oh my gosh, that was like that was excellent. I mean, too bad they couldn't get Jeff Goldblum to actually voice the Grandmaster, but it was good. I enjoyed that one. So we got to see. We've already gotten to see. I'm sorry, Paul. I'm gonna steal this from you.
What?
Loki as a frost giant, because we've
Yep.
never seen that.
Yeah.
We've seen him turn blue.
We saw it a bit.
We've
Yeah.
seen him turn blue, right? But he was
Yeah.
normal
He
size.
he didn't.
He never changed into the gigantic, and he still has the horns. He's got ice horns.
Yeah.
As a crown, right? It's
As a
not
crown.
blue.
Well, yes,
Yeah.
whatever his tiara, however you want to describe it. He's got that on his head. He got really, really red eyes. I didn't realize that was the thing going for frost giants. We got Darcy Lewis cranked up to 11. Oh my god, she was so good in this episode. I enjoyed her. She was annoying in the most fun way. I just miss Kat Dennings' character. We had her in
WandaVision.
and she was great. I think arguably in Thor 1, she was my favorite character. Yeah, they finally explored what would happen if Thor and Captain Marvel met earlier and they actually came to blows, which Joel already highlighted. So finally, Paul, share with us.
So my likes, it's the same as you guys. Everything, but I mean, my top like, if there's a ranking, is actually Vision underneath
That
the
reveal.
Ultron armor. Yep, that end scene, because it actually sets up basically the rest of the what
There's only
rest
one
of
left.
the one episode left. It
And
set
then
up to the final
probably
episode.
season 2.
Yeah, and so
What's gonna
basically
happen? Maybe episode
so I
9?
hope basically it answers our question
Yes.
that if the episodes are connected to each other or not. But I hope they make a 1 hour episode though for the last
Yeah, I hope
episode.
that the final episode.
Because if it was just 30 minutes, I'm sure it's gonna be point A to point B, point C
Yeah.
to point D.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of the point A to point B to point C, I did not feel any of that for this episode.
That's
Yeah.
it. No,
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah, I just
It's
realized
pretty
the same thing.
loosey goosey,
Because-
chill.
Because they were not trying to align it into one particular movie. I think that's why.
And it's a party, right? I mean,
Yeah.
just things go here, things go there. It's very, the idea or the theme of the movie is there, it's present. So you don't have a straight path to the ending. It actually, one of the reasons why it didn't feel rushed. The pacing wasn't fast, but it got to the ending that it wanted to get to.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, so I said it's a pretty chill episode. So I like that. It's a reprieve, and then we know why it's a pretty chill episode because at the ending we see the big bad reveal.
Yeah.
So we know why it's chill because the next episode there's gonna be lots of dead people. That's why there's no one died in this episode. No one died.
Yeah.
No one died. Nick Fury is still alive.
He's
He's
unconscious.
just
Just,
concussed or
un-
something. I don't know. But no one died. And then my last like is how Mrs. Duck. They actually got hitched. They got hitched. Elvis married them.
Elvis married Darcy with Howard the Duck.
Howard the
Howard
Duck.
the Duck.
And Darcy even said this is not a date.
Yeah, we'll see how it develops.
You will see how it evolves. Is what
Evolves.
Howard
And
says.
so one of the things here is there's no one died, but it's still I guess a very PG-13 ish cartoon.
Oh, clearly,
because of that scene, the morning after scene where you see the
all of those things.
Oh my gosh, Volstagg and Sif. I wonder what happened there.
and the underwear we already know what happened.
You have to ask
Yeah.
whose underwear is that because
Yeah.
the Sif. Never mind.
But yeah, those are my likes.
No, but I just have to because Paul mentioned the one of his likes was really that ending. That ending, I think all the three of us really liked that ending.
Yeah.
Really shocked.
And for me, I had two jaw-dropping moments with that ending. First, of course, we were expecting the Ultrons to come out, and then my first jaw drop was Ultron comes out with most of the Infinity Stones, with five
Was
of
it
the
five?
6 there.
On his
So we're
chest.
like, okay, he's got 5.
He's
And then
looking
all
for
of a
the
sudden-
sixth, and then it
all of a
opens.
sudden,
Oh, no, he-
shines.
He's got all.
He's powered up. He's powered up.
It's a set.
That was so cool. That was such a cool final sequence.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was kind of predicted, right? Like
Was it?
Joel said this. We were like 2-3 episodes in maybe, and he kept saying, "Why is Michael Douglas's character Ant-Man?
Always being pointed as the bad guy.
Yeah,
Being
he's
picked on.
always the bad guy."
Yeah.
And then you said, "Well, Ultron's gonna be one of the bad guys in one of the episodes."
Ooh.
Here it is.
There you
Here
go.
it is.
There you go. You called it apparently without knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, without knowing it. I'm like, Nostradamus. Or something.
No. You just chanced
It just
upon
comes. It just comes.
Just counts,
Chanced upon it. And then it seems like we kind of share some similarities also with our dislikes in this case. Joe will start us off.
Okay. So my first dislike, it's more of a, it's because of what I know about Thor 1 and how the events of Thor 1 came to be. That's why I have my first dislike of, or something that I found a little off. Because for me, the main reason why the events of Thor 1 happened, why Odin exiled Thor to Midgard, was because of that attitude of his, because of that haphazard, happy-go-lucky, didn't really care about being a king, was too arrogant and all of that.
Yep.
It was because of that he wanted to teach Thor a lesson. That's why he put the spell on Mjolnir, and then sent both of them to Earth, to Midgard. But here, maybe I don't know why, just because of the fact that Loki wasn't around, made him more tolerant to Thor being arrogant.
Exactly.
Right?
Maybe he was literally a spoiled child. Not just because he acted like one, but maybe Odin spoiled him.
That could be. But then again, I mean, in our understanding of the character, it didn't seem like Odin was the kind to spoil
That's true.
to spoil Thor. Yeah, and why would he not make sure that Thor would be ready to take on the mantle of king before he himself went into Odin's sleep? Right? That's something that he really made sure of in the Thor movies. And, but we didn't get that here. So that was kind of a weird thing that happened for me. Another thing, this was an aesthetic choice by the animators or the director or whoever was behind it all. But I found it weird that it was as if we were looking at an actual map, because there was letterings on Paris, United Kingdom.
I actually found it
United
extremely
States of
helpful
America.
because I was like, where the hell are they now? Because they were fighting across the globe.
Yeah, but that's something that you can always
Use landmarks a little bit more natural.
Yeah, use landmarks. Yeah, use mise en
That's
scène.
fair.
Like use the background, and that's how they usually do it. I didn't see the need for them. I don't know if there's an actual if it's an Easter egg for, I don't know, Eurotrip or or whatever, where these things happen, like, or like you pan out and then you see the map and then the actual names of the different countries are seen. Because Eurotrip is sort of like a Eurotrip a movie a episode as well, right? So it has those elements, because that's it. It's a party. It's a party
That's
movie.
true.
It's
Oh
a
yeah,
party
yeah, yeah.
episode.
That's true.
Right. So then maybe that's it. Maybe I'm just answering my own dislike, but yeah. So yeah.
Are you satisfied with that? No, maybe that doesn't
Not
matter.
really.
Doesn't matter.
Not really. I've actually been looking through what possible Easter eggs could have been in the episode with regards to 80s and 90s party movies. I haven't found any, but I did come across an article where the director and the writer actually said it should be fun. It would be fun for them to see how the fans would react to recognizing Easter eggs. So I'm sure that they placed a little bit here and there.
Sure.
But it's just probably because I was such a good boy. I never really watched any of those party movies. Yeah.
Wow.
American Pie. What is American Pie? I don't
Yeah,
know.
nice.
Yeah.
I was looking for a Bandcamp reference, but there wasn't any.
Yeah. What is Bandcamp? What was Bandcamp have to do with anything? So
Right,
anyway,
Carry on.
moving
Carry on.
on. So I didn't mention anything about animation and artwork, but this is something and a new. Well, it's been bugging me, but all the more it's being shown here. Everyone, all the characters, whether it's a main character or not a main character, an NPC, if you would, all of them have rosy cheeks. It's so weird. Everyone has rosy cheeks. Everyone was made up.
I'm looking at Ultron/Vision here, and he does not have a rosy.
Oh yeah,
He's purple. He's purple
It's all
through
red.
and through.
It's all purple.
So yeah, let me qualify. Most of the characters, all human characters, have rosy cheeks.
Yeah, I was about to point
Does
out
that
Howard the
sound-
Duck, but then again, you cut me.
Yeah,
off there.
human.
Well
you
done.
know?
Well played.
So yeah, it's so weird that they made this decision to have all humans have rosy cheeks, and even if I remember correctly, even Nebula has a bit of tint on her cheeks, and even Thanos would have tint on her cheeks. So yeah, it's weird that they made that choice for the art. Again, I'm not dissing on the whole why everyone's wider than usual,
Yep.
but yeah.
You got tired
But
of
yeah,
that, haven't you?
this is a new diss.
Yeah, okay.
Basically, everyone's white. Everyone has rosy cheeks.
cheeks.
Yeah, everyone did this before they shot the episode.
It was just that cold in Vegas.
Maybe wherever they were, Paris, US, UK, everyone.
Sydney.
It was really cold. Yeah, Sydney. It was really cold. Yeah. Okay, so this one, it was really fun seeing all those different characters just show up. Give a line or two. Give a line actually. But for me, it was such a waste of most of them. You've got Rocket just in,
He was
that-
already
In the
unconscious.
sink. In the sink.
He was in the sink. It's okay.
Yeah, and it was weird because Rocket. Why would Rocket be there?
He's the partying
Uh,
type. I totally would see him show up.
Yeah, but yeah, and all of these different characters, all of these significant characters in other movies, they'd suddenly be there, and they just have like one line.
I was surprised with Valkyrie showing up. I was like, I didn't really think of her as a party girl, but
Well,
okay.
Grandmaster was there, so probably
Grandmaster.
yeah.
Grandmaster and
brought
Topaz.
Valkyrie.
Topaz was actually in the back. I was like, I remember you.
And it was weird that Korg was there for me.
Yep.
Why was Korg there?
Well,
I don't know.
Grandmaster was there.
But Korg is a prisoner of Grandmaster.
Yeah, so
All of them
maybe
were
he brought-
prisoners.
yeah, he brought everyone.
Who was the bug?
Grandmaster.
I forgot his name. Who's
Which
the
one?
bug character?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was like,
the one who was supposed to
they
be a
cut his
brood.
arms.
It was supposed to be a brood.
Ah, okay, yes.
Yeah.
But he looked like a
But
gigantic
because they didn't
cockroach.
have like the X-Men.
no
universe
Fox
yet.
property yet. Yeah.
So and we even got like someone who I think they were alluding to a celestial. I don't know if you see that scene. The whole
He had that helmet
Hoover.
look and all that.
Yeah.
I was like, why does that look like a celestial?
Are you talking about the? Oh, sorry. I was thinking you were talking about the golden people. Yeah. I understand. I know who.
And,
Yeah, the one where
Ayesha-
they were all
Ayesha-
pointing at they were all pointing.
They were
at
all
the-
telling
Captain
Captain
Marvel
Party
Marvel that she was
pooper.
a
Party
Yeah.
pooper.
And
yeah,
that group,
that scene. There was like
a
this guy on the
celestial.
left. It was like
Yeah.
he had the thing, and then it was
He
red.
sort
and
of
it was
looked like Galactus, but with his
Yeah.
face covered.
Yeah.
but with all of the different eyes, so
Right.
it made him look like a celestial.
Maybe.
Uh,
Maybe. He was
A
partying.
celestial was partying on
Yeah.
Earth. Wow.
I mean, Peter
Okay,
Quill
yeah.
is in Earth, so maybe he could have.
Was it? Was Quilla in?
No,
I
he
didn't
was not.
see it.
No.
Yeah.
Peter Quill was not there.
Yeah. So
But what I'm saying is that he's a celestial and he could just party.
true. And neither was Gamora. Also, Gamora wasn't around.
Yep.
But Nebula was there.
That's true.
Yeah, and then for me, yeah, it was fun. I liked the light mood, but it started bordering and becoming a little too light. Probably if the episode had actually ended on the happily ever after,
Yep.
I probably would not have liked the episode.
It's fair.
But because of that twist, that reveal in the end, that really gave me wow. This made me wow at this episode. Yeah.
Actually, I would probably be the unpopular one here, but this is probably my least liked episode. Overall, I liked the drop at the end was great, and I really appreciated it because it set us up for something exciting to happen in episode 8. But the episode on its own, exactly what Joel pointed out, that if you took out that ending bit, it's probably my least liked episode. And so I'm not hating it for that one. I really enjoyed, like you, I really enjoyed it. I really liked seeing what happened, what would happen like the day after. They even have that Acme Acres opening theme in the morning. And I was like, oh, all right, nice. No Rene Russo. I kind of like. I really liked her in Thor: The Dark World. I really enjoyed seeing her again in the time heist in Endgame. So I was really hoping that they could have gotten her for this one because Friga was a very important character in this episode. She actually stopped the thing from the party from happening. From continuing on. So that was a bit sad. I think we were talking off camera about how we and I actually noted that I thought there was no Natalie Portman in this episode, but she was. It's just that
was.
we didn't catch on that it was her
Yeah.
while we were listening to her voice. So I
It
guess
was
we
so
had
different.
not
Yeah.
listened
It
to
was so-
her in a long time.
Maybe, but then again, I haven't really. Well, I did. I have.
mean,
But
we watched Thor 1.
her voice is actually pretty distinct, almost as
I thought so
distinct as say a
too.
Kobe Smulders.
I thought
Because
so too.
when I
yeah.
when I first heard Maria Hill talking in this episode, it was like, oh, this is Kobe Smulders.
Yep.
Even if I didn't see her in the opening credits,
The credits.
this was Kobe Smulders.
So, but she's there. Natalie Portman is there, but no Renee Russo. Since Joel has relegated or given up on complaining about how these characters don't look, that they look wider than they're supposed to be, except for Cumberbatch, Doctor Strange. I'm going to be the one to point out that hardly anybody looked like who they're supposed to be in this episode.
Except for Maria Hill.
Maria Hill was good. Grillo was
Grillo.
great. He looked great.
Nick Fury.
I guess Coulson
Korg.
looked like him.
Drax.
How would you not make Korg look like Korg? though?
Exactly. I was just saying. So
He's already
they're a little
CGI in
too
the
special
movies.
with how they're drawn, so it's gonna
Yeah.
be hard. But I mean, the normal people. Darcy was a little bit.
Yeah.
That's not Darcy. It doesn't look like her. And obviously Jane Foster didn't look like. For goodness sake, Thor didn't look like Thor, right?
Who
His
knows
hair-
if Hemsworth didn't have his beard, he might have looked like that.
now.
But the hair was still good.
He
Yeah,
did
it
do the
was still
swooshy
glorious.
hair, so that was consistent with episode 3, 4, 3, 4, 3. 3 was when all of the Marvel characters, original
The
members
Avengers.
died.
The Avengers.
Avengers died. So they were consistent with the hair. It's just a bit sad that was the case. But we were instead given the joy of pointing out the different characters that did show up. Yondu was there, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
Yondu minus his hair,
Mohawk.
his mohawk. it's just a stub. So the Ravagers were there somehow. I don't know why they would be invited, but never know. Paul, do you have anything to add?
Okay, so Arnold mentioned this. I don't have a dislike written down. It's but it's the reason is I don't I don't like the episode.
Ooh.
Oh,
But it's not
okay.
it's not
Hot
because
take.
Okay.
I don't like the episode because it's pretty. I mean, from my perspective, it's a little bit boring because
It's a
there was
dull one.
nothing was at stake.
Mm.
It was dull. It was like, okay, it's a good, it wasn't funny. Well, I guess it was, but it wasn't funny to me. They had moments where okay, that I guess, but the last part, that reveal,
Yeah.
I like that. So if I only had that, yeah, I could just take that and trash the rest.
It's like what happened? Why is he walking from the Oh, that
yeah.
was it. That was
And
you're
then
fine with that
end
one.
scene.
Exactly.
We're done. I that last part was the only saving grace of this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't I didn't write a dislike because I disliked the whole thing.
Oh,
Wow.
wow. Okay.
Wow.
I mean,
I know.
Icing
I
on the
don't.
entire episode.
I wouldn't. That's the thing. Since you've set the tone for like 80% of the episodes, and then suddenly this feels like a filler episode suddenly because it's just totally offbeat. But yeah, I mean, totally, it's a valid.
But I
point.
think the purpose of it, though, is I think it lets you breathe a bit, and it's like a typical filler episode. So you're not expecting anything, and then you get slapped in the face at the end.
It gives you an excuse to have a very, very different kind of Thor when they all get together, because that we now kind of see, and we're starting to go into expectations theories territory. We now finally get to see why, how characters from the different what ifs will be together. Right, because there's now this. So let's go straight into our expectations, and I'll have Joel lead us off with this one because clearly he's the master of reaches. So let's see what he reaches out with.
No, I only have one. I mean, it's not a theory even. I love the fact that I'm so relieved that Thanos is not the big bad.
But still, Infinity Stones. Are you okay with
Still
that?
Infinity Stones because I mean, it. 3 of them are mentioned in the opening sequence: time, space, reality.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, so it's gotta be something
Very
connected
nice,
to
Jeffrey
those.
Wright, by the way.
No, okay.
Yeah.
So I just want to hop in. Sorry, Joel. I just
Yeah,
wanna
go
hop
ahead,
in.
man.
I think the reason why there are Infinity Stones, or I think why they constantly use it for the big bad, is if it was just Ultron by himself, I don't think there's a need for a multiversal Avenger type team to
Right.
take him down.
Needs something stronger.
Yes,
More
but
powerful.
Ultron with the Infinity Stones, now that's a bigger threat. So
But I thought-
you need to.
But I thought
You
the
know.
Infinity Stones don't work if it's in a different.
Well, so we don't know, right? So we don't know the whole, what they're gonna do with that. So we'll see.
Yeah.
maybe it's gonna be like a
back to
battle
you,
royale.
Joel.
So yeah, wow, thank you, Paul. So anyway, the Infinity Ultravision. I'm finding that term, Ultravision. Yeah, being the big bad is such a big relief for me. Although I still do kind of wish that Ultravision is just like a sort of puppet.
Yeah.
For someone bigger in the background.
For someone bigger, pulling the strings.
Our
Someone
man behind the
experimenting.
curtain again. Our man behind the curtain.
Yes. Paraphrasing the line of Ultron, who paraphrased Pinocchio's line. So there are strings on Ultra Vision, and I still hope. Marvel, please take this idea, make it Kang,
Hint,
trying
hint.
to poke holes, see where he can actually conquer, because he conquers multiverses. So this would be the best way for people to get introduced to that side of
who
that
Kang is.
character. Yeah, that he's going here and there, going through the different multiverses. Oh, this one has a party Thor. Okay, this is going to be easy. This one doesn't have any of the Avengers. Okay, this is going to be easy. He pokes all of these holes. The Doctor Strange of this multiverse went crazy.
There's
because
nothing
of
left
his
in
love.
this multiverse except for a
So
bubble.
I don't need to conquer it anymore.
Don't need to conquer.
You see Kang just picking up the stone and looking into it. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind this
Okay,
one.
you're good. I'm good here. I can
You
just
messed
move
this
on.
one up.
So yeah, so I guess that's my theory. My theory is that there is still that big bad who actually is pulling the strings of Ultravision, and that big bad is Kang,
Haha.
who is partnering with Mephisto.
Oh no.
No, my
Trying to find a way.
real
Trying to
theory is
find a
it's
way.
probably Kang. It's probably Kang. I hope it's Kang, because they're really moving towards that. They're moving towards Kang being the big bad of Phase 4.
See, that's the thing. We know that's gonna happen for Phase 4.
Yeah.
But we were really sort of expecting before What If started airing that we will see more of Kang / Loki intrusions in this one as like a direct effect of, as in an even more direct effect of Loki's ending, season 1 ending. But we haven't gotten that. We've gotten.
there's nothing.
We do have Uatu sort of like subtly hinting of something. Not exactly something. No, not even. Because I guess it's one thing that I completely forgot to point out in my likes. The side and his famous last words. Wait, what? In the ending,
So it was
it's like
something that he
if
himself didn't
he
expect.
even wasn't aware of
Yeah.
what the hell's going on.
Yep. That was cool.
So
Yeah.
we were
Happily
theorizing
ever
that he was
Wait,
leading us through these stories so that he can explain something that he had to intervene with. But it seems like
It's different.
it's going to be different. Even he is not completely he's not aware of this whatever this is. Whatever
He was
this
surprised
inclusion
with the incursion also.
And
Yep.
and this entire time, I was under the impression that he was telling us a story of
Exactly.
something that happened before.
Exactly, like the old multiversal war or something like that, right?
Yes,
Quite
but
possibly.
but especially with this one, he was already capping off the episode,
Yeah, yeah.
right? And then all of a sudden,
Maybe.
wait, what? It's like,
Maybe I
whoa! So
spoke too
he's
soon.
also experiencing it in real time.
Yeah.
Which is pretty
No.
awesome. I think that was awesome because when we theorized that maybe he was we were coming along for the ride, and he's this narrator who experienced something bad and is about to lay it down on us in the last episode. No, he's going along. It seems like he's going along for a ride along with us. So, which is great. I really like that idea.
But you know, this might be or this Ultravision might be the opponent that makes him break his Watcher oath.
Oh, fair.
Could be.
Might be the one. That's why he takes Party Thor. He goes into the crystal of Doctor Strange, takes him.
Strange Supreme.
Yeah, and then he's the one who actually he's the Nick Fury of this team.
He builds
Well,
a
he's bald.
hodgepodge
Yeah, he's,
group. That is
Yeah.
fair. That is an
because he
excellent-
sees the
excellent theory.
he's going to be experiencing the damage, the amount of suffering that this Ultravision
Can do.
entity, when left unchecked, right?
So my theory actually was somehow attached to whatever it was Jane Foster was studying in the beginning of the episode, which is essentially the Bifrost. But she did say that wherever this astronomaly was happening, which is the Bifrost, it seems to be worlds seem to die. And my theory is that Ultron is a bit of a groupie and is following Party Thor wherever he goes. And he's trying to get in on the fun, but he's always he's that
late.
type of guy, where in the party he just kills the party. So quite literally kills the party.
But did I misunderstand the explanation of Thor? Didn't he say that when they were on the planet was already dying?
I think there was like a big meteor and
Yeah, it was gonna hit.
No,
So
he
they
was
were
saying
just
that the planet wasn't the planet. It was actually a meteor.
right. So they were just partying until it just destroys
Oh,
itself.
they saved the goat. There was
Yeah,
goat.
but
Yeah,
they
the-
saved the goat.
Wait a
Oh,
minute. I just
I
had
saw
my-
the
and
goat.
goats were there with,
Yeah,
yeah.
baby goat.
Who's the dad?
The baby goats. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. But I just had a thought. Do you remember that episode, the Mentis episode?
Yes.
Yep. The Mentis.
It's sort of similar. Like it's
Yeah.
already dying, and then people were just
World.
a meteor was gonna crash down.
It wasn't a meteor. It was the entire freaking planet.
The moon.
collapsed.
The moon.
the
The
No,
moon was.
Elementis is the moon. The
Mentis is
planet
the
it was
moon.
revolving
Planet is
around.
crashing.
Okay.
Was crashing into it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
So I was like, what? Whoa. Okay.
And it was I have to say, I mean, it was really it was conspicuous that the Alpha Star Icarus, I'm reading my note, that they kept on bringing it up. It was
Yeah.
weird that they kept bringing it up.
I was
didn't
wondering
quite
if that's
see
it
the
or just
importance.
another red herring, because
But that is the place where they last partied, right?
Yeah. That she noticed. So she was
Yep.
studying something, and then she noticed this astronomally occurring in the Alpha Star Icarus, and then it goes black and dies, and then it shows up on Earth. And she was thinking that's why her theory was that there was an invasion.
So maybe the teleportation teleportation technology of Ultravision is similar to the Bifrost.
I think there was like an explanation saying that technology was what is similar to what the Space Stone opens up. No, I don't know. I do not know. I'm expecting still. So episode 8 was the episode that was saying that we don't have an overarching theme or thing that happens across all previous 7 episodes, and that we're gonna have something that ties everything up in episode 8, with Ultravision showing up. My theory now is maybe we could possibly see what happened in each of those universes after the episode has ended, because Ultravision shows up.
Yeah. I think that's gonna happen. Yeah.
Nice.
So we'll be going back to each and every one of those, and then maybe we can tie it into Uatu's to Joel's theory that Uatu's gonna pluck out all of these heroes, put them in some last stand universe.
Here you guys.
Here you guys.
If you win, you win. If you don't, you all die.
We're screwed. He plucks in, zombie Iron Man because what the hell?
Zombie Iron Man.
And I think Paul, you actually managed to generate a theory there by saying that we'll have some sort of that Uatu is gonna be pulling in together their own version of the Avengers. His own version of the Avengers. It is pretty cool. I really, really like that.
I think what I would format the final episode to be is that you'd scrap the intro. There's no more time.
It's one of the best things.
Space.
I know, but
space.
it's the last
I haven't
episode,
skipped it.
right? So you don't
No.
have.
Yeah, let me correct you guys there. There's actually still 2 more episodes. So there's a total of 9 episodes.
Oh, okay.
If I remember correctly, I read somewhere that there is 9 for this season, but they never they weren't able to finish the 9th in time for the release, so they pushed that out to season 2. That's why there's a confirmed season 2, and we're only getting 8. That's my understanding. I read this somewhere. I have to look up. I don't know. Maybe link the article because this is a while back.
I don't know, but the episode would start without that intro and straight to what Arnold was referring to, which is it would have like 5 minutes of each other universe that we've been to, and that Uatu saving the key person in that universe to take them to the last last stand scenario.
There you go.
At the end.
Yeah, it could be it. That could be it. And then they just duke it out.
Captain Carter just punches him in the face. That's it.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. Oh yes. We can see a powered what do you call this, Infinity Gauntlet versus Captain Marvel. That'll be awesome. But we never see that.
I've never seen.
We never see.
I have a question. Sorry. So I don't know if it's connected to anything, but did you guys notice the transition where they actually show a girl resting on the beach?
Yes.
I was wondering if that person is significant.
I think it's one of those Easter eggs.
Because
I think it's one of those Easter
It's
eggs.
been bugging me, but I couldn't point my finger to why it
There
was
was
bugging me.
first I watched it twice and I was like, I can't think of anything that will quickly reference that. So if it is an
'Cause
Easter
it
egg,
was-
it's a very
they
well
were-
hidden Easter egg. Like, what
The
hell
girl
is
was
that referencing?
sunbathing, right? And they could see Captain Marvel and Thor,
Flying off in the.
right?
But
So
that was a
that was
good
this-
1.5 seconds. So that's a lot of
Yeah.
airtime.
Yeah, it's probably an Easter egg to a
to a
party.
character
Or a
to
party,
to
or
a
party.
movie.
To a party movie.
So anyway, so it's like I was just wondering what that was, because like you wouldn't spend that much time on that scene if it wasn't significant, or at least an Easter egg. Yeah.
Okay, so no, we haven't figured. We don't even know where that is.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
I was thinking it was Captain Carter because of the clothes, but then
Where would she be
The-
sunbathing?
the
Maybe we'll find out in the next episode. The final episode.
the last stand.
That is the last stand. But this is the end of our episode.
Wow.
Thank you again,
transition.
Paul and Joel, for joining me in sharing thoughts, impressions, and theories
Good
on the
segue.
episode of What If. I'm getting better. I ask you, dear audience, how would you have retold this particular? I don't know. Is there a way of retelling this? This seems like a very, very nice standalone story on its own. It did not even need to be referencing Thor 1 or
right.
Thor Ragnarok or
It
Thor the
didn't
Dark
need to
World.
be done. It didn't need to appear in this season at all.
Oh.
This episode.
Just that
That's
last
it.
part. Just
It
that
just
last sequence.
it was time.
Next time,
Ultravision, the end.
we continue traveling through the multiverse. Maybe the last time. I'll double check. Reliving the familiar as new variant stories. What changes? The key MC events are you still waiting for? Is there more? We don't know. I'd love to know we'd love to know your ideas. As always, dear audience, thank you for hanging out with us, and we hope you tune in for the next episode. Till then, bye.
Shang-Chi. Watch
Happy
Shang-Chi.
Hobbit Day.
Ooh, how
Watch Shang-Chi.